I'm Herman here in Palo Alto, California. As Mark pointed out, turns out we're neighbors. It was a good discovery, and we had to sort of learn indirectly through Australia that we're right next to each other.
Okay, so will you? One of the things that you're going to do within the next 4 weeks, promise that you're going to have dinner together.
There you go. So I think we already got a very good feeling for why this is such an important group. We're all doing things that are we're driven, each one of us, from what I can tell. Think of Climate Salad. Think of what Jane's doing, and the orientation is towards action. But there's also a discussion about how can we move to action? How can we orient people to actually step into the right action? So, Lisa and I have been working on a concept we call another planet, which means we're actually residing on a different planet from the planet we think we're on, that things have changed so dramatically that we need to reorient our understanding of where we are, what we are sitting on, to actually orient our actions more effectively towards the kind of things that now need to be done. So there are really two elements from my perspective to this group. One is conceptual, which it may at times be a little difficult for Jane, and the other is action, right? That's connected to really lifting people into an orientation that allows them to actually act in the kind of things that need to be done. So that's where I really quite enjoyed Olympia's and Mark's little rub. I think that's very important. We need to have those kind of interactions where we struggle with how do we go to action. I know from Mark that he's fundamentally deeply into action around how to create physical learning hubs. He's been very involved in creating new schools where kids are focused on being, where they get support to actually become empowered rather than stuck into, your usual do math language, etc., that allows them to step into this remarkable transformative world, with success. So that's how I see where we're heading. We're all going to continue to learn from each other and do projects together. That makes sense, So I could easily imagine a project between Olympia and Mark. I could easily imagine something with Jane and a few of us. So that would be my sort of expectation.
One of the things that we can potentially do, which is quite nice, I think, is if each one of us have our expertise in our own fields, would in the chat, if you're interested, like, so for example, if Toby and Wayne and Ed are interested in creating a forum on what they do there, how it relates to climate, let's create a month where they will present, and then we'll think tank what they have to say as a group, and then have action outcomes of what we can actually do in respect of what we've actually learned from that session. And at those sessions that we have, those would be public sessions where hopefully we can have 60, 70 to 100 people in that forum, where we can create this sort of little stone that will gather that moss. Would you be open to that? From 1 to 10, 1 saying not so much and 10 so much in the chat. What do you think? So that I can.
In addition, I think in addition, what I would suggest is people like James have access to really important things that are happening to invite, a particular kind of action. I'm involved in an action around methane oxidation in the Arctic, really big scale kind of stuff. I'd love to bring that into this group, right? We have to figure out what are these big, impactful initiatives that we're all, part of in one way or the other.